Hello again, Rebecca here. Welcome back to Mixed Media Frenzy. And this is the layout that we are all scrap lifting today. I'm also incorporating this with the Baby Got Scraps YouTube. It's a Scrappy Inspiration YouTube and Instagram hop. So we're going to go ahead and pull out one of the kits that I made. And this one happens to be a purple kit. So along with all these fun little die cuts and all of the purple scraps that I use, because for the Baby Got Scraps, we're only allowed to use one 12 by 12 piece of paper and the rest scraps. I pulled in a whole bunch of purple mixed media. So I've got some Nuvo drops, some shimmer pins, a watercolor brush, some of my shimmers, glitter glaze, gelato, and some mist, and I even pulled in a star stencil. So I did prep my white piece of cardstock prior to any of this and let it dry. And I did spritz some water on the page, and I do have, I believe that's one of those shimmer pots. It's hard, so you have to spray some water on there. So while I was adding this shimmers, and I believe this is I want to say this is a Creamies, and the other one's Inklings. Not 100% sure. I do apologize. Anyway, because the sketch called for both sides, I was going to do it at once, but then I realized I wanted to make it run and kind of do a purple color wash. Now again, my layout here is a lot bigger. There was a lot more white space on the scrap lift that we are doing. But my picture, I couldn't trim it down anymore because it is another one from my 40th birthday. And I couldn't trim it down very much more, so you will see that I go ahead and just keep playing with this, and I'm going to move that to the side. And I'm going to trim my photo down because I want to make sure that you can see all the mixed media. So I want it to make sure that it peeks out from the side. So I'm just going to trim it down just a smidge on each side. And I try to see if I can get it any smaller, but I cannot. It's just me with my birthday cake. And then I pull this back in. You see right there, I bent it and all that ran. I just grab a towel and I just dab it up. And because I use the gesso, I can do that without staining the paper. I'm going to go ahead and put some splatters on there, and I'm going to put that shimmers up, and I'm going to come in with the other shimmers. I am just trying to dab it up, and my paper at the end of this whole process, yes, it's 100%, it's warped. But I'm going to come in with this one and just kind of mix it around. And I'm trying to mix it in with a lot of the liquid that's already there. And then I just grab some more water and I start making it run and mix. And it just creates a beautiful wash of purple, shimmery, beautiful goodness. There's no other way to describe it, right? So while I am doing all of this, I do want to remind you that this is the Mixed Media Frenzy group layout of the week. So I will have all those wonderful ladies that play along listed in the description box below, along with this being day 15 for the Baby Got Scraps Inspiration Hop. So they will all be listed below as well. And I do recommend that you run on over there and check out all their videos to see what they've created today. I can't wait to see. I am just going to run the remaining color around just to get a good coverage, and I don't really want it to glob up in one spot because I am going to come in, and I actually forgot to hit record on this next part, so I do apologize. I come in with my dark raspberry or shimmer pen, and I put some dark contrast in there as well, and there's some shimmer in that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and spritz it with some more water because more is more is more is more. And I'm going to use my lighter shimmer pin from Close to My Heart, and I just squeege it on my block, and I'm going to just dab it around. Now this is just giving a little bit more depth to the layout to give some more darker spots, shadowing and shading, and I really like it. It just adds just a little bit more. I do have to keep dabbing up the excess rogue water that wants to run away. And it kind of gives it a different look, because it gives it the squishy look. It's the packaging technique. I just use stamp block. And I also use the towel because you can wash that. And then you don't create so much trash with your paper. So now that is all dry and it is full of shimmer goodness. And I'm going to go ahead and take my stencil, and I do take my Brutus Monroe glitter glaze, and I believe it's grape in the purple color. And I'm just going to create some little star cluster areas all around. And it does go on like a dull hazy white, but when it dries, it is the most gorgeous glittery purple ever. Oh my God, I love this stuff. Now I do take the Glad Press and Seal, and I do put that on all of my mixed media pots, like the paste and stuff, because the more you use, the more air that gets in there, and once the air is trapped in there, that is what dries out your product. So I do not want this stuff to dry out, and I feel as if I use it quite frequent, but I don't use it every day on every layout, so there is a chance that it's it could dry out, and that's just sad. So I do use that, and I find that it helps, and it's a trick and tip from a lot of scrapbookers do that. So now I'm just I'm using the same area on the stencil. This is a Stampin' Up! Stencil, and it has wider parts, so I'm able to get more of those down in there. And I'm just kind of putting them in little bitty areas. And I do use this plastic palette knife, and a tip that I had learned from another YouTuber, which was Steak Goddess Sandy. She has her own spatula that she uses just for glitter, and since I had so many spatulas, I thought, why not? Right here, I'm taking the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in black, and I am splatting around the page, and I'm also creating some big splats that will mix in with some of the shimmer, and they turn into like big glabby shimmers. I take the Dina Winkley, or that's not Dina Winkley, that's a Delusions grape, and I splatter that around, and then I take the Heidi Swapp, I don't know what color that's in, but I splatter that around as well, and then I set it to the side and let it dry. Now we're back, and I'm going to see right about where my picture fits, and if you can see, those stars are now beautiful and so deep purple. I'm going to go ahead and use my gelato as well, and I am just going to mix that with my purple watercolor pen, and I believe that's a Vicki Boutin watercolor pen, but I'm not 100% sure. So I just color the gelato onto my block, squeege on some of the watercolor, and then we're just going to stamp all around. Now when this dries, it dries a light, bright shade of purple. One would almost say hot pink, but with a purple hint to it. So I do like the way that this turns out as well. And this is just, again, adding just a little bit more to the page. I couldn't stop, guys. I just couldn't stop. While I'm doing this, I also want to say, today is my 1-year anniversary of posting videos on YouTube. And when I posted my first video, I did not think that I didn't know how it was going to go. I didn't know if anybody would want to watch me or follow me. And I am just super excited and blessed to have the followers that I have, and to be able to have met so many wonderful people through this. I mean, the amount of friends that I have in the scrapping community now, my cup runneth over. That is all I have to say. So I want to thank everybody for supporting me. Well, not really supporting me, for watching me over the past year, and know that I do appreciate all your likes, comments, and views. Right here, I'm just taking some of the scraps, and I'm just making them all the same size, because in the layout that we are lifting, they had some pieces of paper layered up behind the photo. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I just kind of get it to where I wanted it to be. And then I'm going to take my little tiny attacher and just staple it, so because I like the way it looks, so I was just like, let's keep it. I do pull out my foam scraps, and I'm just going to pop up the picture on some foam. I did have a lot of this purple colored cardstock in my scrap bin, because it's like scrap sizes, so I was able to get some of that used up as well, which always makes you feel good, right, when you get to use your stuff up. And I believe the mixed media portion of this layout is now complete, but the way it turned out, I am in love. I'm just in love when I use like crazy amounts of mixed media, right? It feels good to get the stuff on the page and know that it's going to go in the album, and everyone will be able to enjoy it not just me staring at it in my mixed media cart. So I do put a lot of tape on my foam. And here you go. Here it is. Oh, it's so shiny and shimmery. And then I'm going to cover it up, right? Because that's what you do. Now, the sketch had hearts on it, but since I used the star stencil, I'm going to create some wonky stars. Yes, they're going to be wonky. I could have pulled out my Big Shot and my dies, but I was lazy. And I just went ahead and gave it a hand-drawn effect and just folded it in half so that it would look wonky on both sides, right? And there you go. There's my one star, and then I'm going to make one more. Kind of looks like a Christmas tree topper because it's got like the wide bottom. But anyway. And this piece was smaller, but I make a smaller, wonkier star, and I just make it work. And if you notice, I did have to get some new scissors. My fiance he's in the garage making something with plaster of Paris. I don't know. And he needed scissors, and so I gave him my ones that were all wonky and disgusting because we didn't have any other scissors, and I was not giving him I wasn't giving him a new pair of scissors. All right, so that star is going to go over there, and I'm going to put this star right up here. And then I was like, this thing is like awkward looking. So I make it even more awkward looking, but it's okay. I am going to go through the embellishments that I pulled in, and I'm going to use 2 of these frames. I have a lot of frames. I like the look at them, but like everything else in my life, I don't use them. So that is my 2021 mission. As I'm sure I've said before, I am going to start using the stuff that I have. And thus far, it's been working out pretty well. So I'm going to get 2 of these frames on there. Now I do cut that one, and I do save it because I will use it. I don't save scraps of paper, like small scraps, but I save every small little detail of an embellishment ever, right? Hoarder alert. All right, so because I like the placement of that, I'm just angling it up, putting a lot of glue on that. And because there is so much mixed media and gesso on the page, I have to put a ton of liquid glue on it, and I hold it in place. The other frame is also glued down as well. While I was holding this one down, I just got the glue on that and just sat there and held both of them down. And from here on out, I will be using the liquid glue, which is the Art Glitter Glue in my fine liner bottle, because with all of the mixed media and gesso and crumply goodness of that paper, the ATG dry adhesive is just not going to stay and hold it. So I do just place my hand on that for quite some time. And then I'm going to start gluing all the other effects in. So I'm going to go ahead and get this star popped in there. I did like the fill of this tag. And it said this is the good stuff. And I'm just going to grab a piece of twine. I did decide, I had the 2 colors out there if you see, but the black was just wasn't what I was looking for. So I used the last bit of that little scrap that I have. I'm going to get that placed down. I'm going to come in with this other fun star, and I just place him over the flower purple frame, and I'm going to stick some foam adhesive behind him just so that he doesn't fall down into the frame. And there you go. We are also going to pop a flare on this and just a couple other bits. I do like the love, so I'm going to go ahead and put that in there because it is like an acetate sticker, and it's purple. So you'll be able to see all the fun goodness behind it and also see the love. I'm going to go ahead and pull in this little birthday sticker here because it's purple. You guys catching on to my themes here? If it's the color, it goes. I do pop that up on some foam dots. And I'm just going to put that over there with the purple grape star. And he is stuck down. I'm also going to put this cute little birthday cake in there because, well, it's my birthday cake. And I just put him right there. I'm going to come in with this little flip-flops because they were the right color. I do go ahead and put these sunglasses right here as well. And I want to make sure that that flare button is going to be held in place. Now I do have this little happy birthday that I found stuck on something else, and I'm going to pop that on there as well. And then I went ahead and created, these are the foamy thickers. They're a delight. And I just went ahead and made my title Cheers, Becky. Right? I don't know. It made sense in my head. I do go ahead and, even though these guys stick really well, a lot of mixed media that area, so I'm just going to take my liquid glue and just make sure. Now at the end of this video as well, I will have the still shots and some close-ups, which is something new, so please leave me a comment below if you like the still shots or if you're okay with not having the smaller up close and personal shots of the video. That would be greatly appreciated. And also don't forget to go down below and check both of the groups of all the lovely ladies that are playing along in the Mixed Media Frenzy group and also the Baby Got Scraps Hop. And no, I did not forget to put on the Nuvo drops. I grabbed both of them and I'm going to make 3 clusters of 3 around the page in both of my Nuvos. And then after that, that is going to be a wrap for this layout. So I really like it, and that it's purple makes it even better because I'm sure everyone can agree purple is like the forgotten color in scrapbooking, and I do not know why. It might be because there's so many different hues and shades of purple, but as you can tell, I use so many different ones. It's great. Now that was the sketch, and here are the close-up and the still shots. So I do want to thank you for watching the video. If you're not a subscriber, I'd love to have you. Don't forget to click that like button if you liked the video, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye.